Hello. We recently got a new bird table for the garden. I was delighted with it until my creepy neighbour Reg butted in the other day. "I can see some great tits," he shouted. Are we really going to do this? OK, I love seeing them perched on that table. Do go on. With a flash of bluish-grey colour. Wait, hold on, that's a bit weird. Bouncing about until they pop off the table and land quite heavily on the ground. Yeah, all right, Reg, I'll give you that. Two lovely teams coming back to join me tonight, and they are, on my right, Kevin Foley, a retired building surveyor who had his laundry stolen while boarding a train in Chile. Bridget Prentice, a former MP who enjoys crime novels. And their captain, Lee Caldwell, a cognitive economist who went to university at the age of 14 and learned to drive at 38. United by a soft spot for Spain, they are the Jugadores. Lee, in your last game, Bridget told us what makes a good mayor. What makes a good quizzer?
Well, we've tried to assemble the right combination of skills in this team. So Kevin's job is to have all the knowledge. Bridget's job is to solve all the anagrams. And I just have to arbitrate between them and judge when to give the wrong answer.
Excellent. I look forward to seeing that in action. You are facing, on my left, Nick Paul, a retail worker who enjoys watching stand-up comedy. Hugh Williams, a retired fuel logistics officer who has piloted a Spitfire over the Isle of Wight. And their captain, Ian Toms, a sports enthusiast who once played cricket with Eddie Hearn. United by a taste for TV sitcoms, they are the Cunning Planners. Ian, you had a nightmare wall in your last match. What went wrong there?
The fact we fixated on Gallifrey being connected with Doctor Who instead of a longer version of Gal with extra letters.
You did well to recover your composure after round 3.
Temporarily, anyway.
You have won the toss, so you'll be going first tonight. Please choose an Egyptian hieroglyph.
Horned viper, please.
The horned viper. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Next, please. Played their mother on screen?
Is Motor Simpson Steve Jobs' mother? Don't know.
I'm saying played the mother.
Yeah,
I was
could be.
thinking. Next, please. You got anything?
Did he read a eulogy at their funeral or something like that, maybe?
I like that. Yes, the one on top read a eulogy of the one underneath.
I don't know. What do you think?
Hugh, you happy with that?
I'm happy with that. I don't know if it's true, but I'm happy with it.
I think it's worth the
You
risk.
think so? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
The person on top read a eulogy for the person in brackets.
Very well done. You didn't need to see the last clue, Earl Spencer, and that amazing eulogy for Princess Diana. What can you tell me about the first clue?
Is it Steve Jobs' mother?
No, it's Steve Jobs' biological sister. So Steve Jobs was adopted, but his birth parents stayed together and had another child. And when she was in her 20s, she met Steve Jobs, and actually they became close enough that years later she gave the eulogy at his funeral, which is sort of a wonderful story. Oprah Winfrey spoke for Rosa Parks. John Cleese, of course, the famous Graham Chapman is no more. Yeah. He gave a speech from the Parrot sketch, and Earl Spencer. Do you know who gave the eulogy for Graham Taylor, the football manager?
Elton John?
Well, Elton John wrote the eulogy, but it was delivered by John Motson. One of the question editors watched that go out and was sort of saying, this is wonderful. I mean, I can scarcely believe John Motson has come up with this. Well done for 2 points. Jugadores, what would you like?
Let's start with the lion, please.
OK, the lion. These are going to be picture clues. What do they have in common? Here's the first.
Ooh. I don't know. OK, next, please. I'm not getting that either. No. No. Next, please.
Windy Miller.
Windy Miller, yeah. Sorry?
It's not Sienna Miller.
Sienna Miller, the old Millers.
It doesn't look like... Well... No, should we go on? Next, please.
Snow.
Snow, well, so snowy, windy, the weather conditions. Yeah. Do they have weather conditions in their names?
Yes, they do. I think you recognised Windy Miller from Camberwick Green.
And Snowy from Tintin. The others...
It's Stormy Daniels,
Of course it is.
who shared information about President Trump. And the first picture, I'm going to read you a quote. This is from the beginning of a book. If you are interested in stories with happy endings, you'll be better off reading some other book. In this book, not only is there no happy ending, there's no happy beginning and very few happy things in the middle. Much like Only Connect, some would say.
It sounds like a Lemony Snicket book, but...
Lemony Snicket, a series of unfortunate events. That first picture is the Baudelaire family from an adaptation of a series of unfortunate events, and that is Sonny Baudelaire being pointed at there. Planners, what would you like?
Twisted Flax, please.
The Twisted Flax. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Next, please. I mean, P, Pan, M, Man, but I don't get what's going on. Do you?
No, I've no idea.
Next, please. Wide area network. Personal something.
Oh, Metropolitan Manchester. Yeah,
Do we want next?
I think so, yeah. I think it is. Quick.
Next, please. Yeah. So the word is the first word in the sort of acronym below it.
That's exactly right. They're acronyms, internet acronyms. So it's Metropolitan Area Network is referred to as MAN, Personal Area Network, and so on. Jugadores, what would you like?
Water, please.
Water. It's the music question. What is the connection between these musical clues? Here's the first.
So here it comes, the sound of drums. Here come the drums, here come the drums.
Next, please.
Gonna use my arms, gonna use my bass,
Voice in pocket.
gonna use my
Pretenders.
style,
Okay.
gonna use my saxophone.
Next, please.
Sam 69. Good song United.
Next, please.
2 seconds.
Kevin, you recognise the couple. Do you want to speculate?
I'm going to say pockets.
Not the connection, I'm afraid. Cunning Planners, do you want to have a go for a bonus?
Inventions of sham, pretense, that sort
It's
of
to
thing.
do with fakes and frauds. You recognise Brass in Pocket by the Pretenders. The other acts, Sham 69, Rogue at the beginning, Rogue Traders is the band, and the Charlatans at the end. Planners, what would you like?
2 reads, please.
2 reads. What connects these clues? Here's the first.
Next, please. You ready?
No, not yet.
Next, please. I mean,
Are there things planned that don't exist? I don't know. Are they things that
it's
exist?
plausible, but we had that before.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, should we go for next?
Next, please. Shard.
Are they the tallest in the four tallest buildings in the 4 countries? 4 home countries?
Yeah, home nations,
Four home
tallest
nations,
buildings.
tallest
They're plausible.
The sharp depths.
Yeah.
Sounds very reasonable. Yeah, go for that.
You're happy, Hugh?
Go for that.
We're hoping these might be the tallest buildings in each of the home nations.
That's exactly what they are. Well done. And which goes with which nation?
Well, the Shard would be England. I'm assuming Glasgow, unless it's very strangely named, would be
Yeah,
Scotland.
well done. You got those 2.
Meridian Key.
Wales.
We'll go for Wales.
Yes, Meridian Key is in beautiful Swansea and the Obel Tower in Belfast. Well done. 1 question remains for you, Jugadores. The Eye of Horus. What connects these clues? Here's the first.
Anthony in blue. Next, please. Greg in yellow or orange. No. Next, please. Murray, is that? It's not Ruby Murray, is it? Or Red Murray, is it? Anthony. No. Next, please. Jeff in purple or pink. Please.
2 seconds.
Are they People who are in bands whose name has that colour in it.
Not it, I'm afraid. Cunning Planners, do you know?
Yeah, I mean, we were basically on the same lines as
Yeah.
them and can't come up
Any
with
better than
anything.
that, no.
Well, having not given it to them, I can't give it to you. They are people from a band, a particular band, The Wiggles. Do you know The Wiggles? Most successful band, arguably, ever to come out of Australia. They sold out Madison Square Garden many nights in a row to an audience of 5-year-olds. It's a children's band. The lineup of The Wiggles, and the colours refer to the colours they wear. There was another one. Philip Wiltshire is a sort of Pete Best figure who was in The Wiggles, but he left. But he became a serious classical composer and said, you know, he couldn't bear to be known as the fifth Wiggle. That means, at the end of round 1, the Jugadores have 1 point, the Cunning Planners have 5. Sequences time, and Cunning Planners will be going first again. Which hieroglyph would you like?
The lion, please.
The lion. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next, please. A, B, mouth. Bournemouth? No, that doesn't work. Shall I carry on?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, please. Mushroom. Shelter out. And what's ananas or something?
Hang on.
What is pineapple in French?
Ananas.
Hang on. I think this is French words. So I think if you have a French word beginning with D,
All right, so
don for tooth, for instance.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that might be okay.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're trying D, tooth.
D, tooth, would be an acceptable answer. We've got D, lunch. What's the sequence?
The French for the word in full begins with the letter given. So A starts the French for pineapple.
I mean, that's absolutely right. Ananas, bouche, champignon, and something beginning with D, don for tooth, or déjeuner for lunch. I do think that's amazing. This is the thing I find amazing about this quiz. People at home will be thinking, why would you think of that? Why would you look at it and translate it into French? So well done, you get those points. Jugadores, what would you like?
We'll have water again.
Water. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Right. It could be biggest parks. Yeah. Okay. Next, please. Okay, so third regions. Would it?
So Richmond.
Richmond is probably a bit what? Yeah. Okay, first Richmond. First Richmond.
Absolutely right. Coming in after 2 clues, you get
Nice.
3 points. Very well done. What is the sequence?
They are royal parks going up in size. Is it just in London or is it all royal parks?
Simply that. It's the Royal Parks of London going up towards the largest Richmond Park. Well done. Cunning Planners, what would you like?
Twisted flags, please.
The Twisted Flags. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next, please. Anybody got it?
No. Well, all the science has got 3 letters in it. Is there a band with the second one, Guineas?
Can you think of a band with guineas that's a 4-letter word before it? Because we'd be heading towards aha, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Can't think of a band with Guineas, but
I think we should probably move on just to check.
Yeah.
Next, please. 2 Congos. Oh, this is
DR Congo and
geographical.
Belgium Congo. There's DR Congo and Belgium. There's 2 Congos.
Yeah, so 1 Libya?
Yeah.
2 seconds.
1 Libya?
I mean, of all the things you could have chosen, lovely, Libya. I'll take it. That is right. What is the sequence?
Sort of how many geographical entities of that type? I don't know if is it just in Africa? I don't know about saints.
No, I mean, you could say, if you wanted it to be just in Africa, you could say African, but no, it could be anywhere in the world. We went with 1 Zealand. Okay. So it is to do with how many countries, as in independent UN member states, have got that word in their title. So given that there is only 1 Libya, I'll take Libya. Jugadores, what would you like?
Let's have the 2 reads, please.
The 2 reads. What would come forth in this picture sequence? Here's the first.
Okay, I think that's M&M. Yeah. Next, please. I do not know who that is.
Is that Colin Firth? Maybe not.
I think so. Next, please. That's Hugh Laurie and Hugh Grant and what's she again?
What's the name of it?
Is this It's not knocked up. What's the other thing? Imminent. No, there's no next. So,
2 seconds.
is it a film with 11 in the title? Do I have to give you one?
No, because it isn't.
Okay.
Cunning Planners, do you know?
A film with 9.5 in it. I believe 9.5 weeks, but of course I'm.
Or one
never
of the
seen
other
it.
films with 9.5 in it. 9.5. You are absolutely right. It is a sort of mathematical sequence to do with numbers in film titles, but what is the sequence?
8 Mile, 8.5, 9 months.
That's it. We're going up by a half each time. What is 8.5?
Fellini, about.
It's a Fellini film.
Writing.
Roger Ebert, the critic, said it was the greatest film ever made about filmmaking. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
Would you like those couple of hours of your life back?
Yeah, well, I wasn't thrilled, let's say. Yeah.
But what's your favourite film?
7 Brides for 7 Brothers, go on.
Do you know, I watched that 2 weeks ago. It is a great film. I mean, I've
Yeah.
seen it before, but I hadn't seen it for about 20 years, and I watched it again, and it's really great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit dodgy.
Yeah, I mean, the storyline's creepy, but I like the songs.
They wouldn't make it now. They really wouldn't make it now. They steal the girls away, sort of singing about that. It's a really jolly song
Yeah.
about the Sabine women.
Yeah.
I don't think they get away. And yet, if you accept it as a thing of its time, I mean, Howard Keel, lovely, lovely. Well done, you get the bonus point. And the last choice of the round, what would you like?
Eye of Horus, please.
Eye of Horus.
Oh, sorry.
The music sequence. I think we're all going to enjoy this one. You'll be hearing your clues. Shout next when you want another one. Here's the first.
Moving on, yeah. Next, please. Yeah, it's the same virtual ball. Can't really.
No,
Next, please. Is it Galactic? It's Beastie Boys. Isn't
it
it?
is Beastie Boys.
Pet Shop Boys and Beastie Boys. Is it just boys? No.
Yeah.
Is there a group that's just boys?
Boys to Men.
1 second.
Just plain boys?
Not the answer, I'm afraid. Jugadores, you've got a chance now.
Kevin, do you want to have a go?
I'm wondering if it's any band with 4 in a group, so the Beatles.
The Beatles would be an acceptable answer. Absolutely right. The clues we listen to have boys in the title. Had you said, I heard you muttering, Nick, boys to men, that would have been an acceptable
sorry.
answer.
Don't worry.
So, the first clue, badly drawn boy, 1 boy. Second clue, Pet Shop Boys, 2 boys. Third clue, Beastie Boys. So, an absolutely perfect answer would be boys to men, because it's got boys in the title and there are 4 boys. But I was told in advance that I can accept Venga Boys, even though that group is composed of 2 boys and 2 girls, because they've got boys in the title and there's 4 of them. So I thought, well, by that logic, any group that has 4 boys in it, and obviously the Beatles.
Thank you.
We're not allowed to sing anything by the Beatles.
Oh, that's a shame.
We can sing something by the Venga Boys. Who knows Boom, 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 Boom?
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room.
Do you know there's echoes of 7 Brides for 7 Brothers, isn't there? I want you in my room. You've got a creepy thing. You don't want to be sung that as a love song, do you? You sounded lovely doing it, though. Very nice. So you get that bonus. And the last question of the round, Horn Viper, what would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Is that an anchor? So A, M, D. I mean, it looks like a silver mark. Next, please. H, Y, A, M, D, H, Y. Don't think it is elements. A, mode. Next, please. A to B, C, mode. So it's a, oh, I know, yes, I've got it. It's a B with an arrow or an anchor, followed by a Y and a K.
almost perfect, and I'll give you the point, but I think you'll find it's a harpoon. We made it specially. What's going on here?
The top row reads Ahab. The next rows read Moby and Dick. And Ahab, of course, was out to harpoon Moby Dick.
Ahab is hunting Moby Dick throughout these clues, so we need B at the end of Ahab, Y and K. Well done. And that means at the end of round 2, the Jugadores have 7 points, the Cunning Planners have 10. Time now for the connecting wall. 16 jumbled up clues that the teams need to sort into 4 connected groups of 4. Jugadores, you'll be going first this time. Would you like Leon or Agua?
We'll have agua, por favor.
The Agua wall for you. I don't know any more Spanish, so I'll just say 2.5 minutes, starting now.
Right. Anal duck looks like an anagram. Parts of a bicycle. Yep. Pannier. No. Is a cannon part of a bicycle? Nope. Or mudguard, yeah. It's not even, Pannier's not even spelled right then. Right, Kristen Wig. Do we have Kristens? Kristen Schall, Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pannier is not spelled right. Undined. Are there anagrams here?
Meatball, snowball, cannonball.
Yes, okay.
Meatball, cannonball,
Sleazeball, okay,
snowball.
So, yep, and what would these other 4 be? Pannier or Panier?
Are they towns? Is that a town?
Land. Auckland. Yeah, Auckland, Dunedin, Wellington.
Wellington,
so
they're New
cities
Zealand
or towns in
towns,
New Zealand.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what Pannier is. Okay, is that ready?
Yep.
You've solved the wall. Very well done. What about the connections? Tell me about the first group starting Bell.
These are parts of a bicycle.
They're all parts of a bicycle. And the next group starting Wig.
Kristen Wig, Kristen Anderson Lopez, Kristen Stewart, Kristen Schall.
Excellent.
The next row is a bunch of balls.
Cannonball, meatball, sleazeball, snowball. I mean, the whole show is, some might say. And what about the last group starting Pannier?
Those are anagrams of places in New Zealand.
Very well done. The first one, Napier.
Right.
Napier, and then, as you said, Dunedin, Auckland and Wellington.
Okay.
So that is a fully sorted wall with 4 connections. And the bonus, it's a maximum of 10 points.
Brilliant.
Let's bring the Cunning Planners back now, give them the other wall and see how they get on. It will be the lion wall for you. You have 2.5 minutes, starting now.
Well, we've got supplement and addendum and afterword on there.
And epilogue.
Epilogue, yeah, and also coda.
Right, so I left out coda. I'll leave out addendum. If you could look for other things while
Yeah,
I'm
I've
doing
got some Ray, their famous Rays on there. Got Ray Parler, Ray Kroc, Ray Davis, Ray Mears, Ray Charles. There's 5 Rays.
There is. Does anybody have anything about what gay law relates to?
No.
No, but Parlour is a game and there's also video and arcade, so we might have games on here, I think.
Yeah.
Let's try the Rays without parlour, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Charles at the top.
So there's
Ray
another
Parlour
Ray.
then.
So we'll leave out Charles. Leave out Mears. Leave out Davis. Leave out Kroc. Oh, at least it worked.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got board game, pub game, video game.
And arcade
Arcade
game.
game.
Okay, game. But what's the afterword? Rice milk. Are they word links?
It's anagrams of places in Ireland.
Oh, very
Waterford,
nice.
Galway,
Oh,
Cork,
very
Limerick,
nice. Yes.
Limerick.
Very nice.
Yeah.
We're happy with all of them. So
Yeah.
the top
Yeah,
one
absolutely.
is additional
Yeah.
bits.
Famous Rays, the
Famous
second one.
Rays, with types of game,
Yeah.
and with anagrams,
Anagrams of
of
Irish
places
provinces.
in Ireland.
Is it provinces or just in general places in Ireland?
I think it's places.
Just
It's
places.
not provinces,
Okay,
certainly.
just
it might be
genuine
counties.
places in
but-
Ireland. Okay,
They're just
go for it.
You've solved the wall with admirable calm, I may say. But what about the connections? Tell me about the first group starting Coda.
Additional bits at the end.
Exactly so, extra bits. And the next group, Mears, Charles and so on.
Famous Rays.
Famous Rays. Who are those Rays?
Well, sort of
Adventurer Ray
survivalist,
Mears.
Ray Mears,
The legendary singer Ray Charles.
the Romford,
The Romford Palais. Yeah, right.
in unison, and the Kink, Ray Davis.
Exactly so. And the next group, board, pub, and so on.
Types of game.
They can all be followed by game. And the last group, afterward, rice milk, Gaylor, and crock.
Places in Ireland, anagramized.
They are anagrams of places or cities in Ireland. Very well calculated. Afterward is Waterford, rice milk, Limerick, Galway, and Cork. So that is all 4 groups and the connections. You get the bonus. It's a maximum of 10 points. Let's see what the overall scores look like. The Jugadores have 17 points. The Cunning Planners have 20. So 2 excellent walls. Who will vowel their way to the next stage of the competition and who's going home? Fingers on buzzers, teams. I can tell you that the first group of disguised clues are all phrases connected to trees. Jugs?
Root and branch.
Correct. Planners?
Barking up the wrong tree.
Yes, it is. Planners?
Easy as falling off a log.
Ironically, yes. Jugs?
See the wood for the trees.
Yes, it is. Next category. Famous people and their pleasingly fitting star signs. Planners?
Judge Judy and Libra.
The scales of justice. Planners?
Harry Kane and Leo.
3 lions. Planners?
Mary, Kate and Ashley Olsen and Gemini.
The twins. Well done. Planners?
Bobby Fischer and Pisces.
Very fishy. Well done. Next category, rounds we don't have in Only Connect. Jugs?
Missing consonants.
Correct. Jugs?
Hadrian's Wall.
Correct. Planners?
Fibonacci sequence.
Giving the answer over the bell, I will accept Fibonacci sequence. And had you seen another clue, I can tell you it would have been Rainbow Connection. But you won't, because that is the end of the quiz. And looking at the final scores, finishing with 27 points and through to the next round are the Cunning Planners. Very well done. Jugadores, you finished with 21. I'm afraid you're going home, but you've been a great team. You've given some brilliant answers. It was lovely to meet you all. Thank you so much for playing. And thank you for watching. That is the end of another episode of Only Connect, sponsored by Qatari Pan Global Petrocorp. What? I've been doing this show for 14 years. It's about time we made some real money. Good night.